Let's open our eyes to the world that's around us. Science has the answers to the questions that have found us.
Malia Science.
Whoa, what a beautiful spring day.
Yeah.
Really nice. What are some things you can do in the spring? We've been cooped inside all winter, and now we can go outside. What are some things you've been doing this spring?
Well, continued. We're just starting to clean out the farm by the side of our house.
The flower beds, yes,
Yeah.
or the vegetable garden. You
Yeah.
can start planting vegetables in the spring. That's the time that they start growing. A lot of life cycles start in the spring. Insects are coming out. Not a lot of them around because they're still in egg and larva form, which is part of the insect life cycle: egg, larva, pupa, adult. So right now a lot of them are in their nice little egg cycles.
Yeah.
They're no bother. But, so it's a really nice time to be outside. You've been riding your four-wheeler?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, in the late winter or later winter, you started planting some tomato seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we took some pictures of those as they grow every day. And we're going to show those to you guys and see what they look like now. And now they're ready to be in the garden. So that'll be cool. Take a look at that. Okay, here's some tomato and other seeds that Roland planted a few weeks ago. And we can see that they are growing strong and fast, almost ready to be planted outside. Also, we're playing outside. How about you had a couple friends over yesterday?
Yeah.
And you guys went on a hike in the woods.
Yeah. We went all the way back to the treehouse up there.
Yeah. Now, here's one of the things that we want to warn you about going in the woods in the spring. You know, there's no Bigfoot. We saw that. We discovered that with our first video. So you don't have to worry about Bigfoot. But what you do have to worry about is a creature, an organism with very little feet. Right. It's a parasite. So a parasite, living things live together in an ecosystem. You got living things interacting with living things and non-living things, but sometimes, you know, things get along and they help each other out. That's called a symbiotic relationship. You might know the symbiote from that new Venom Spider-Man movie, but it's a symbiotic relationship. They help each other out. Like that black suit in Spider-Man helped Brock get strong, and he fed the symbiote. But whatever. The symbiotic relation means both things help. And then some things just don't even worry about each other. But some things, there's a parasitic relationship, which means the host is hurt by whatever's feeding on them. One of the creatures is hurt, and one of the creatures is helped. And that's what we're going to look at today, a little parasite. One of the most dangerous parasites around here is called the what?
The tick?
The tick, right, the deer tick. And they're not like fleas, even though they look a little like fleas. They get on dogs like fleas, but they don't jump around and jump on you. What they do is they crawl to the end of certain branches and blades of grass, and they hang out there like this with little hooks right there, little hooky claws right on the end of their arms. They hang out there and they wait for something to go by. And when something goes by, whoosh, they catch. Oh, you don't feel them. They're too tiny. You don't even feel them. So they hook on to your pant legs usually, but they're not going to hurt your pant legs. But they begin to crawl up or down. If they get in your shirt, they crawl up. Usually if they get in your pants, they crawl up. And they crawl up until they can sense a change in temperature. And that would be when they get to your skin. And then when they can sense a vein underneath that, they'll attach themselves. And boy, do they attach themselves. They will attach themselves and actually cement their heads into you. Doesn't hurt still, you don't even know they're there, but they begin to take a little blood. Not a lot of blood, so that's not the dangerous part.
Mm-hmm.
The dangerous part is that these ticks also feed off deer, which can carry a disease called Lyme disease. And that can affect your nervous system. You can go to the doctors and get medicines to get it taken care of now, but if you don't get it taken care of, you know, things can happen. You'll get a headache, you might feel upset to your stomach. Sometimes you might even get something called Bell's palsy, where half your face just stops working. Yeah, that happened to a friend of ours, didn't it? Camera girl of science here. Happened to her. One day, half her face stopped working. She had feel like she had the flu. And then one day she couldn't smile. When she smiled, it was half her face. And we took her to the doctors, and it was Lyme's disease. So we want to avoid that at all costs. And we're going to show you how easy it is to get ticks. If you find after a good day in the woods, best thing to do is go out and check your areas behind your ears, your neck, your waist, your ankles, your clothes for the little ticks. But they're hard to see unless they're on your skin. Looks like a little black dot. But with this white shirt, we're just going to walk through with our invisible buddy here, and we're going to walk through the woods and see what gets on our white shirt. Okay, so let's try this little strip right here. Now you're out there playing, and you say, oh man, look at all those little pieces of dirt I got on me. Well, let's take a closer look at that dirt. The little seeds, how they get from place to place. I'm gonna put this down and take a closer look. Yeah, look, seeds like to get around. So those are just little seeds. That's how they travel. They stick to you. And when you pick them off, throw them somewhere else. More seeds. Oh boy, look at that guy. That there is a tick. And he wouldn't even notice him, really. Let's go back. Didn't even notice him at first. Look how tiny he looks. If he wasn't on that nice white shirt, you wouldn't even know he was there. Now, what'll happen is he will keep walking. Whoops, let's focus. Yeah, he'll keep walking until he can discover a warmth underneath you. He wants to sense that he's on skin. And then he can actually feel your circulatory system, the blood going underneath, and he'll burrow his head in there. Pretty gross when you zoom in on him that big. But he'll go and then stick his head in there, secrete something there. His head actually, the best way to describe it, it's not cement, but it almost is like glued into your body. So they're pretty hard to get out. A lot of people say, oh, put different things on top of them and they'll get out, Vaseline and things like that. But really, you want to pull them out. You want to pull them out as quick as you can, because you don't get the Lyme disease in you if you pull them out within 24 hours usually. If you let it sit there or agitate him, it might put the contents of his stomach back into your bloodstream, and that's where the Lyme disease is. So, sorry guy, you're not going to find any free meals today, you parasite. So be careful. Make sure you check your clothes. Again, let's back up. It just looks like a little piece of dirt, doesn't it? It just looks like a little piece of dirt. You might not even notice it if you're outside having fun playing. And I could do this probably in a month or a few weeks, and you know, this shirt would be covered in them. So you'll see them. You'll see the ticks starting to come out. Like I said, the best thing to do is just get them off you quick. And then, even if the head stays in you, that's not bad. Your body gets rid of stuff like that all the time. Your body gets rid of things and little. So, well, there you go. All right. Hopefully this Malia video helps you have a safer summer and avoid the ticks. Now, if you do find one and you don't know how long he's been in you, then you do want to, when you start feeling sick, you might want to take a trip to the doctors, because they can give you some medicine that will prevent you from getting the Lyme disease and get it out of your system. So, all right.
Well, see you later, Molly Gang. Have fun adventuring outside.
Let's open our eyes to the world that's around us. Science has the answers to the questions that have found us.
Malia Science.
Science.